the work that goes into the show, is that a reason why you guys do a season format? Just kind of give yourself a break, get a few episode head start? Because a season format for a podcast can be, it can break your podcast because you build up an audience, a following, and then even if they know a season's coming, their attention span is just gone.
Yeah, that was my biggest fear of. That's always my fear when we're in the middle of a small break like this. But the thing that we're constantly trying to do is, kind of diversify our content on different platforms. So we were on break for a little bit, but we're kind of coming back now on Twitch, which we wanted to do earlier on. We kind of took a break from that, but we're trying now to come back on Twitch and do like a weekly stream with just like random games that can let us still be funny and produce contents for our social media, because that's the best way of reaching out to people and getting new listeners. And the hard thing with podcasts,
keeping the name relevant.
Yeah,
too. I mean,
for sure.
Big thing, yeah.
And with a podcast, it's hard to unless we're doing like what you're doing with the setup with all the visual stuff. It's hard to kind of put out social media content that will grab people's attention if it's just audio, even if you visualize the waveforms, unfortunately. So doing the Twitch streams are a great way of kind of diversifying the media. And then we tried to also come up with like original TikTok ideas. For the longest time in season one of our sign-offs was TikTok is on the way. And people didn't believe me, but it happened.
They do actually have it, yeah. I think the season break, one of the things is that, we do need, while this, both of us love doing this, but it is something that, we do for free.
Yes.
And, doesn't bring us any money so far. So the thing is that, it is a lot of our personal time and everything that we put into it. And, until it maybe does, man, it'd be awesome if, someday it does get to a place that, we can monetize and spend more time on it. Right.
Yeah.
Then the need for a season break might be less, or even just, we won't need to do it anymore. But I think at this point also with just, Adam has August off from his work, so he travels. So it works out for us, and it lets us also rejuvenate ourselves and come back with just like fresh faces for another season if we take a few weeks off,
Yeah.
Well, you guys took the words right out of my mouth, because my next question was, okay, so how can you keep the audience engaged and relevant? And you go right to a Twitch stream. And I did watch a putt-putt stream, at least most of it. Because I was like, okay, I was looking through your videos. I was like, okay, Lego Star Wars, that's great. But, oh, putt, hell yeah. Like, I was really like yelling at you guys, no, grab the hot chocolate. You're going to need it. Grab it, because I know that game inside and out. It's like the Humongous Entertainment.
I will say I'll do that on purpose. I did that on purpose, was not take the cheese squiggles early.
Oh,
because I knew people were going to be like, you fucking idiot. You need that. You'll need that for later. It's like watching a horror film. It's like, don't go in there. Like, take the cheese squigglies. He's going to murder you.
It worked. I was just like, you got to do all this. And like, no, there were a few tech issues, but that's just going to happen when you do live entertainment. Like if I'm having tech issues right now when we're pre-recorded, but I'm figuring it out and I'm solving them. But how do you stream? Like what software platforms do you use? Because that's what I was wondering, because we could go live with this setup right now, but I'm always curious how other people do it. Granted, this setup right now is not cheap.
Yeah. So when we were doing not about Twitch, but when we were doing our live shows early on in the pandemic, the Panda Express, we were doing I think it was called StreamYard, which is a very simple, easy, like user-friendly system that let you just kind of like sign on to a Zoom call, but then you can also put a picture up and you can change the layout of everyone's cameras and everything like that. So that was an easy way for us to kind of just do something, because we were kind of just like, we got to do something. Like Justin was still in New York. Or you might have been back home.
I was down in South Carolina. By the time we were doing the live shows, I was down in South Carolina staying with my parents when the whole Panini, was in full kick.
So we didn't have the optics for the platypus time. So we were trying to figure out all that stuff. So doing that, the StreamYard thing was a very quick, easy way. I think Justin actually found it through a friend. And then when we started doing Twitch streaming, I was using Twitch Studio, another very user-friendly way of just putting on your cameras, putting on I had a Zoom call of just Justin, and I used that as his camera input on the Twitch stream. And I had in the back of my mind the whole time was OBS, but I just didn't have the time to learn it. And I put the game on. Simple, easy peasy. I highly recommend it for anyone who just is trying to get started, just so they can understand and get a good feel with, streaming, and if they like streaming, and if they, want to keep doing it. Eventually, though, once we took the break from Twitch, I started sitting down and kind of playing around with OBS. And there's a lot more stuff you can do. You can add frames to you can download like PNG, like animated frames for yourself, put into cameras. You can crop your Zoom call so it looks better and there's not the weird frame around it. So we're on OBS now. I think that's a really easy way of getting on. It's really, it can look daunting, but in all honesty, it's pretty easy to learn and figure out.
Thank you all for watching this clip of the Ambiguous Podcast Solution. I truly do appreciate it. I'm interested to see what you all think about a season structure on a podcast. Make sure to comment down below, all that fun stuff. Subscribe. Link in the description down below to check out the pitch this podcast on ambiguouspodcastsolutions.com. They are a proud partner of ambiguouspodcastsolutions.com. If you want to be a guest on this podcast, make sure you reach out to me, Will, at apspodcast.com. Thanks again for listening. Click more content below. And see you next time. Peace.